Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Chloe and on this channel we talk about all things books. Welcome back to another Review Friday. So I am on a mission to bring back old school booktube videos where we give dedicated reviews to all of the books that we've read. So today's review is, of course, The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is book 2 in the Mistborn trilogy. Brandon Sanderson does it again. This book had me hooked just as much as The Final Empire did, which is saying a lot considering how much I loved that first book. That being said, whilst I loved the sequel, it wasn't quite a perfect 5 stars. Mostly because around about the quarter mark, it started to feel a little bit slow for me. Not enough to ruin the reading experience, but enough that you could notice it. That aside, the book is just packed with incredible characters, high stakes political intrigue, and some of Sanderson's signature, oh my god, reveals. So let's break it down. But before we do, fair warning, there will be spoilers for the book in this review and indeed for the series as a whole. So if you haven't read this book or the first one yet, pause the video, go read them and come back later. Don't say you haven't been warned. So this book picks up right where the last one left off, after the fall of the Lord Ruler. But instead of a smooth transition into a new era, the city is in complete chaos. Vin and Ellen are trying desperately to just hold everything together, but they very quickly realise that ruling a kingdom is actually even more difficult than overthrowing one. As the political tensions rise and external threats start to close in, the question very much becomes, was killing the Lord Ruler actually a mistake? The book leans heavily into the political manoeuvring and strategy and power struggles rather than the non-stop action. So depending on your preferences, you might find the shift a little bit jarring. Personally, I loved the tactical chess of it all. Plus, when the action does hit, it hit. So who do we see in this book then? Well, first of all, we have Vin. And she is still an absolute force of nature. She is powerful, she is deadly, but she is still deeply human. Her internal struggles with who she is without a rebellion to fight, and whether she can trust her instincts and how she fits into this new world, make her even more compelling. We also see more of Ellen in this book, who is somehow both annoying and very endearing at the same time. Watching him struggle with leadership, growing from an idealistic scholar to a real king, was fascinating. Even if I just wanted to give him a shake sometimes. I also think it's very interesting to see what's going to happen in book 3 now that he's got his newfound powers. But I kind of wish that Straff was around to see him become Mistborn, because I think that would have just been the ultimate fuck you to Straff. Speaking of whom, Straff Venture is a garbage human. He is a 10 out of 10 villain in the I can't wait till someone unalives him category, and that was by far one of the most satisfying scenes in the whole book, and it was a long time coming, let me tell you. We also got introduced to a new character, Zane, who is Straff's illegitimate son. He is Ellen's half-brother, but he is Mistborn as well. And this is where one of my very few minor complaints of the book comes in, because I actually enjoyed his story arc so much that I kind of wish we got more of it. I feel like there's more that we could have explored with Zane, and I think it's such a shame that he got killed off so early, because I think it would have been very interesting to watch his craziness unfold. But also at the same time, I understand that there's much bigger things at play and we can't have too many different plots going on at once. We of course still have the original members of Kelsier's crew as well. So we have Breeze, Ham, Clubs and Spook, and they just bring so much life and humour to the story. Their dynamic just still remains one of the best parts of this whole series. One of the things that I think Sanderson does brilliantly is he lays out small details at the beginning that are seemingly insignificant but then turn out to be major plot points further down the line. And the payoff is just insanely satisfying. And another standout aspect of this book in particular is how it handles the aftermath of its major events. So the final battle in this book isn't treated as just another day in Fantasyland. The characters are traumatized and disillusioned and left questioning everything. And I think that realism really makes the stakes feel even higher. Another very small gripe that I have of the book is just the pacing, which dips a little bit around about that quarter mark, like I said. There's a lot of political strategizing and council meetings and just setup, which makes sense for the story, but it definitely takes away some of the momentum a little bit compared to book one. Again, it's not enough to ruin the book. Once things kick back into gear, they kick off. The tension, the battles, the revelations, it all builds and it all pays off in a very spectacular way. So it's worth it, but just takes the foot off the gas a little bit. I mean, Sanderson's novels are notoriously huge, so not every chapter is gonna have action-packed scenes. You know, you need a little bit of that build-up. Overall, I would say that The Well of Ascension is an excellent sequel. It expands the world and its lore, and it deepens the characters, and it sets up much bigger things to come. I am very much looking forward to book 3. Whilst book 2 isn't as tightly paced as the first one, it still delivers just incredible storytelling, so much emotional depth and just jaw-dropping moments. I loved it. That's all I have to say. I ended up giving this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I definitely agree with the reviews that say that Mistborn is an excellent introduction to the fantasy genre. I think it reads very YA. I think although it has quite a unique magic system and quite a wide, intricate world with its history, it's still all very easy to understand, and I highly recommend it to people that are trying to get into more epic or high fantasy as a genre. 100,000,000% without a doubt. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this book as well, and please, if you did enjoy this video, consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more bookish content from me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.